our channel. Today we are diving into a topic that a lot of you have been asking about. Is relocating to the USA worth it? Specifically, we'll explore the pros and cons of moving from your country to the USA. So let's get started. And the factors that we are going to look at would apply if you are moving to another country. Let's say you are moving to Canada, you are moving to Europe, you are moving to Australia. So this video would still be worth your time. So as we start the video, please do give the video a like and let me know in the comment section below, where are you watching me from? Okay, so of course you guys know 2 days ago the DV lottery green card results came out, and everybody was so excited to find out whether they had won the green card or not. And of course, with that and a lot of people having won the green card, by the way, congratulations to all of you who won the green card. I know that was Esther and a few other people. Congratulations. I wish you all the best on your journey. So of course, a lot of people now are asking, what is this? A lot of people were curious, like, is it even worth it to move? Yeah, and that's what we want to discuss today. So hello, say hello in the comment section below. Let me know where you are watching me from, and give the video a thumbs up, guys. It is free to do all of those things because it helps to motivate me. It lets the YouTube algorithms know that something great is happening here on the channel, and it's free, so why not, guys? I'm actually just buying time for people who may want to log on to the video. Anywho, let's get started. So of course, when it comes to moving outside of your country to any other part of the world, it comes with a lot of decisions that need to be made, and we want to talk about some of the factors you need to consider in the event that you are even considering moving abroad, that is to the US. Let's say you've won the green card, or whether it is to another country like Spain or Portugal or Serbia or Lithuania, whatever country that is. First of all, let me categorize into two kinds of people. So let's say we have person A who clearly doesn't have anything going on for them. Let's say they don't have a job, or even if they have a job, it's a shitty job, or they're just not able to make ends meet, and you get an opportunity to go abroad, like you get a green card. By all means, go. Don't even waste time. Even if it means taking a loan, take that loan, because believe you me, by the time you get on the other side, it will take you like maybe 2 to 3 months, and you'll be able to get back that money and pay back the loan. But just don't con people. I know there are some of you. I was reading a Facebook post yesterday, and this guy took money from his chama, and apparently he had been lied to by an agent that was going to get a job in Qatar. So he borrowed money from his chama in the hope of going to work in Qatar and then pay back the money. Unfortunately, right now, the guy, it's been almost 7 months, the company never gave them any jobs. So they're stuck in a house in some place in Qatar. And so we're like, so why don't you come back? He said, I can't come back because I borrowed money from the chama and I don't have a job, so I can't pay them back. They're just gonna be on my neck. So what I'm trying to say is, if your situation is whereby you don't have hauna mbele wala nyuma, like you don't have a job, you don't have maybe you don't even have certification, or things are just not working for you, like don't even think twice, go. Okay, and I'm gonna explain why. Now let's talk about this, probably this other person. Let's say you have kids, you have a job that is, it's there, neither here nor there. Maybe it's a good job. Say you're making like, I don't know, $1,000 a month, or you're making like $2,000 a month. And let's say you have kids, you have your own house, like you have things kind of going well for you. What about you? So for you, you have to think a little more than somebody who just has nothing at all. And but generally I would still say go, because I always say it's not like you're burning your house in your home country when you're going. And if things don't work out, you can always come back. You know what I mean? And if you're doing well already in your country, chances of you doing well elsewhere are also very high anyway. So the reason why, so if I was to answer, give like a blanket answer, is it worth relocating abroad or relocating to the US? Blanket answer, yes. And this is why. So number one, better job opportunities. So a lot of us we might be having those jobs that we think are really nice jobs and pay as well, but the level of toxicity is just on another level. And the only reason you're still on that job is because you probably have a loan, or probably you need to pay your children's school fee, you have this huge mortgage, and you can't just leave the job, you know? So that is one issue that a lot of us face. You're stuck in these jobs, and it's because you can't find another one. If you move to a country like the US, you can literally leave a toxic job today, and by tomorrow morning you have another job, because there are so many job opportunities. Like in the US, it offers a vast and diverse job market. There's like 300 million people in that country. It's a huge country, and so many industries, so many opportunities for you to get work and just start working. And especially if you are moving legitimately, you have the legitimate papers, it's not going to take you like 2 days to get a job. Same thing to Europe. Like the job opportunities are endless, and that means you're gonna have better job opportunities, and you're gonna have a wider selection to choose from, and that means better mental health for you, because if a boss is trying to be shitty, you just leave that job and move to the next one, because the bosses know that you have a wider choice, they're gonna treat you so much better than, say, your boss in Kenya, who knows very well by the time you're gonna get a job that is half as good as the one you have, it's probably take you like 6 months, and you probably broke and dead. Okay, so the Western countries especially provide higher earning potential and career growth opportunities compared to like Kenya, for example, or Ghana, or Nigeria, or the Gambia, or South Africa. Yeah, so that's why I say yes. Number two is quality education. I will tell you for free. You can have a PhD from University of Nairobi, and I have a certificate from a university in the UK or in the US or Canada, and then we both apply for the same job, and they will give me that job just because I have a qualification from that country. And also, oh yeah, in fact, before I forget, so let me give you a practical example. I remember when our mom died. I have a brother who lives in the US. So my mom died like in September of 2022. So my brother flew in from the US, and we knew we were gonna take at least 3 weeks for that period, preparation, the burial, and even after. So like for me, because of my job, the most time I could take was 3 weeks, because I was given, I think it was 1 week for I keep forgetting the name of this thing. What leave? There's a leave they give you if you lose a loved one. I keep forgetting the name. Even yesterday I was giving an example and I couldn't remember the name. So if you can remember the name of compassionate leave, yes. So compassionate leave, I think they used to give us like 5 days. So I got 5 days compassionate leave, and then I had to take my annual leave for 2 weeks. So that was like already 10 days gone. But my brother, I remember my brother, the one who lives in the US, he just resigned from that job, came home, and he was here for almost, I think, 2 months or 1.5 months. And he just resigned from the other job, came here, stayed. When he felt like he was now able to go back to the US, he simply went back to the US and picked a job the next day. and I think it was even easier for him, because I mean he's an electronic engineer, so it was even much easier, because his qualification is on demand. But I'm certain even if he was in any other job, even if he couldn't get an engineering job, he could get something else to pay the bills while he waits for the job that he wants, if you know what I mean. And then let's talk about education. So I was talking about the education. Why? To be honest, and I'm not even like saying this because it's a white country, but I'm speaking from experience. You guys who follow me long enough, you know, I got my master's from the US, and I can tell you for free, I was asking myself, so what have I been studying all along? Like, what was I doing in the classroom? And believe you me, the moment you get your education, like in the US or in Canada or Australia, any of these developed countries, you'll sit in that classroom and you're like, oh my God, what was I even doing in my undergrad in Kenya or in Uganda or wherever that was? It's like really, really quality, substantive education. You'll actually feel the difference. And the way the system, the education system is designed in Western countries, it is designed to make you win. It's designed to make you pass. While in Kenya, for example, you realize the education system is so punitive that like people set exams to make you fail. Like that's the goal. Like who's gonna fail the least? Like let's make it so tough so that they can fail. But you'll notice in the Western world, it's designed to make sure that people pass. So you find, I know people who got D's when they were in Kenya, and now they're doctors in the US, they're engineers, they're whatever, this big blue collar, white collar jobs that you can think about, because the system is designed to make you win. Unlike here, where the system is designed to make you fail. And then you'll also notice, like in the Kenyan education system, the one I'm familiar with, it's more about who can reproduce what the lecturer or the teacher or the professor gave. Like it's not designed to make you think. So you're simply like, who can regurgitate what the professor already said? Who has the most photographic memory to repeat what the professor already repeated? While the Western education is more to make you think and grow the existing body of knowledge. And that's why you will realize most of the innovations are not happening in our continent. And I'm not even trying to throw shade, but it's the reality, guys, okay? So by moving abroad, you're gonna get access to top-notch education, and the institutions there are really very, very high quality institutions. You're going to have access to variety of academic and extracurricular programs for your kids and even for yourself, yeah? And it's an opportunity for you to just go back, do a certificate, and it just changes your whole career path, okay? And then number 3 is the advanced healthcare systems. Guys, I cannot tell you how big this one is. I know several people, some of them are relatives, some of them are my friends who've had health scares. And believe you me, if these people weren't based in those countries where they are, trust me, they would be dead by now. Try getting a terminal illness like cancer or a heart issue when you're in this country, especially in this period in Kenya, for example. I swear you're gonna die, because our doctors in Kenya have been on strike for the last, I don't know how many months. They're literally on the streets. Just now that it started raining, they've kind of like slowed down, but they're literally on the streets dancing every Tuesday. They're on strike. And worst case scenario, if you got a disease like diabetes or cancer or some really major accident, I'm telling you, you're gonna move from wherever you are to poverty in like 2 days. And I'm not even exaggerating. And the worst part, you won't even get the kind of healthcare that you need. I know I could give you so many examples. I remember during COVID, there's one of my colleagues, he's German and his partner is Brazilian. So his partner was found with some cancerous something. But because he had very good medical insurance from Germany, they literally, and it was during COVID, all the airports were closed. They literally hired an AMREF ambulance helicopter, or is it helicopter ambulance? Like an AMREF helicopter that was also not helicopter, plane that was an ambulance, and they flew the two of them. I remember him sending us pictures and videos. They had to, because the airport in JKI was closed. So they went to Sudan, which was open, and that's where the aircraft went to fuel. And then they came from Sudan and flew to Germany. And they attended, the German doctors attended to his, so backstory a little bit, let me back up a little bit. So in Kenya, they tried to diagnose and they couldn't like treat him, because of course it was during COVID time, doctors didn't even want to touch people, and they didn't have like the equipment that was needed and the medication that was needed to cure him. cure her. So that's why now the insurance that he had recommended that they fly her, sorry, fly her to Germany. So in the entire aircraft was the two pilots, my colleague and his partner. They were flown to Germany. All was paid, like they didn't have to pay a dime. The insurance covered for all that. They went to Germany, and the partner was treated, and now she is like cancer free, completely. They've tested her several times, and she is cancer free, guys. And we're just saying, can you imagine if this lady wasn't with her partner who's German, and the insurance they had in Germany wasn't covering her? Like, she literally would have died, and they combined that with COVID. Guys, I have so many stories. I have somebody who's very close to me delivered a child. No, she actually had complications and she was expectant, and she had gone for a work trip in the UK, and then she's developed complications. She was expectant, and they had to remove the baby. So the baby was in neo from 6 months, guys. 6 months in neo. You know, the chances of survival in Kenya are like almost impossible if your child is less than 7 months. This child was 6 months in neo, and the child survived, and the child was actually born with some heart issue. But interestingly, by the time this child was 7 months, the child's heart had like recovered, and the hole that was there had blocked itself. I don't know what term the medics use, I'm not sure. So in general, the US, UK, Canada has very advanced healthcare system with advanced medical facilities and specialized treatment, especially when you need emergency care. So that is just one advantage if and when you are debating on whether to move abroad or to move like to the US, you want the green card or not. That is something to factor in. And then let's talk about cultural diversity. Yeah? So of course, by just going outside of your country to the Western world, you're gonna experience a rich tapestry of cultures, traditions, and lifestyles. And this not only will contribute to your personal growth, but also to that of your family. And it will also broaden your perspective, especially in the event that you decide to come back home. And like I told you, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I was talking about, I've been watching, when I was doing the video on factors to consider before moving from the diaspora back to your home. And I said I've been watching videos on the internet of returnees, people who've been in the diaspora in the US, UK, Canada, Australia, wherever, Europe, and then they decided to come back to Kenya. And I've been following their stories very closely. Most of these people, the ones who are doing very well, were already doing well when they were in Kenya. And not like extremely well, but they were like, walikuwa wanajielewa, yeah? And just the fact that they went outside of Kenya and then they came back, like, first of all, they came back with more money, more ideas, more growth. Like, you even just see the way they are compared to who they were when they left. Like, it's just broaden your whole mindset. It introduces you to a new world that you didn't even know that existed. And should you decide to come back, then it just means that you're just going to be like a much, much richer person. And also just the exposure you're going to have. I call it, actually my coach calls it, the life coach calls it the power of association. Just the fact that you're going to be rubbing shoulders with people who are different from you is going to make a difference. And one example I like to use is, I remember, so for my master's, I did international development. And I remember, like, you know, when you graduate, they tell you, okay, now go and conquer the world. Go and do life-changing stuff. And I was making this joke, like, when you're in Kenya and you graduate, they actually tell you, okay, now you have all the powers that you need to go and, you know, conquer the world. But they don't mean it really. But let's say you graduate from an institution like Harvard, or you graduate from Stanford or Penn State or whatever. When they say go and conquer the world, like, those students actually mean it. So give an example of somebody like Mark Zuckerberg. For him, he didn't even wait to be told to conquer. He literally went and conquered the world. And I know so many people, some of them are relatives, some of them are my friends, some of them are friends of my friends. Their kids went to school in the US, and right now they're working for like Instagram, they're working for Meta. They are okay, Meta and Instagram are the same thing. They're working for Facebook, they are working on TikTok. So when this kind of person says, I am creating value for the world, they're literally doing that, because when they tweak something on Instagram, you feel it from Timbuktu to Cape Town to Cairo to Haiti to Pakistan to Uzbekistan. You actually feel the impact of what these people are doing. If they tweak something on Microsoft, you feel it until here. So it's really an opportunity for you. Like literally, you are gonna be changing the world. You'll be operating in a completely different system. And then the other thing about Europe and US and Canada and all these other countries is that systems actually function. So what that means is that everyone has an equal chance to thrive. You know, in Kenya, for example, you could be the best performing person, you could be the best employee, or you could be the best student, you graduated top of your class. But if you don't know the right people or you don't have the right networks, it doesn't matter. But if you are like in the US, first of all, if you even tried to bribe somebody and they go and report, you're going to be thrown in jail. It's that serious. And another thing I keep telling you guys, generally the culture there is a culture of honesty. So it is honesty first, unlike our culture where dishonesty is so normal, like nobody even blinks before they lie to you. But there, the fact that people have a culture of honesty, people have a culture of systems functioning, people adhering to the law, it comes naturally to most. It means that the systems are designed to work for you irrespective of who you are. So if you're hardworking, if you can work smart, the systems will work in your favor. Like it doesn't matter who you are, if you get your education right, you hang out with the right networks, then automatically you're going to be on the right side of the law and you're gonna have a higher chance of thriving. So I already talked about the earning potential and all that. Then something else you'll have to consider is the cons, of course. Yeah, so obviously there's that beautiful side of everything, but of course it also comes with its own challenges. So first of all, there is the cost of living. Obviously, the cost of living is a little higher in the US, in the UK, Canada, or anywhere else comparatively to, let's say, Kenya or Uganda or Ghana or Ethiopia. However, like we mentioned before, the earning potential is higher and you have a chance of getting a second job if you want. Yeah. So actually my advice for you, if those of you who are going to the US for the green card, if you get a chance to either work overtime or get a second job, you get a second job. Because if you go for overtime, the tax is so high that it might not even be worth it in the end. You're just going to get tired. So instead of working overtime, you get a second job, okay? And there are so many, you can find them. And then something else, of course, is gonna be the cultural adjustment. And the older you are, the more you're gonna need in terms of adjustment. So this one you're talking about the food. Be prepared for eating food that is so bland, so tasteless. You cannot almost eat it if you don't have spices. You're talking about basic things like, so somebody like me, I don't drive, but if I went to the US, I have no option but to drive, yeah? So unless you're in a state like New York, which has a proper train system, or you're like in LA, or not even exactly LA, in San Francisco, but if you're in a place like Texas, you're definitely gonna need to have your own car. Like there's almost, public transport is so unreliable, it will not even be worth it, yeah? And then we're also talking about social support network. So unlike here, for example, right now it's 8 p.m. in Nairobi. If I just decided, okay, I want to go and hang out with my friend, I could just take an Uber and go to their house and they won't even take offense. But in the US, in Canada, in Europe, there's no time for that because people are busy chasing the bag, people are busy paying bills. The social support network is not automatic and it's not as strong as what you have back home. So you have to think about issues such as those. And then of course, we are talking about family separation. So there are those of you who are so big on family, like they can't even imagine staying away from their people for more than a month or 2 months. So relocation may involve leaving behind your family and your friends back home, which might, of course, not even might, will definitely impact relationships, and it will also impact your support system. So you really have to gauge and decide what really are you willing to put off. So what do you need to consider in terms of the pros and cons? What do you use to make a judgment? So here are some tips that you can use for making the decision. So number one, consider your long-term goals and aspirations. How does relocating to the US, how does relocating to Canada, how does relocating to Serbia, relocating to Lithuania, relocating to Spain, Portugal, Slovakia, Lithuania, wherever, how does relocating align with your career, your lifestyle, family plans, and stuff like that? So that's where you have to start from. And then number two, what is your main driver? So like I started at the beginning, if your main driver for wanting to relocate is money, then these other ones don't even matter at all. If it's the money, like just go, yeah? Kesi badai, just go. You can leave your kids with somebody to take care of them. You can leave them with, I don't know, your family. You can hire a nanny. Like if like the main agenda is money, just go. Forget about anything else that I'm going to say. And then another tip, if you decide that you're gonna go for it, is the day you land, the first few days, weeks, months when you land is actually the make or break of your future in the US or in Canada, whatever other country abroad you move to. So make sure that you choose your people wisely. Like when you arrive in the US tomorrow, you want the green card, yes. Who receives you? Because these are the very people who are gonna determine the trajectory of how the rest of your life in the US happens, especially the first few years, because these are the people you're gonna be relying on for guidance. You're gonna be relying on them to show you the ropes. So make sure they are people that are trustworthy and people that are already in the path where you want to go. So it makes no sense for me, for example, to go to the US and to rely on somebody who's been in America for like 15 years and they don't even have an apartment to their name. I mean, 15 years, really? And I'm not even, this is not even an example. I know people who have been in the US for more than 10 years and they have nothing going on for them. And I would clearly advise you to stay clear. So make sure that whoever is going to host you those first few days is somebody who has a future. Mtu ako na maisha. Kama hana maisha, how do you even expect them to guide you, okay? And then the other issue that I'm going to talk about is, especially for those of you who are so hung up on your titles, you're so hung up on your degrees, let me burst your bubble. Nobody cares about those PhDs that you have. I've already talked about, I gave the example of if I had a certificate from the US or the UK and you had your PhD, like they would consider my certificate, they would rate it more highly. So what I would encourage you to do, if let's say if you're relocating from Kenya and you already have a job in the country where you're going to, make sure that you're using that job as a stepping stone. Stepping stone in terms of when you get there, you want to assimilate very quickly, because once you assimilate very quickly, it's going to make it easier for you to even move to the next job. If let's say it's a factory job that took you to Serbia, or a packing job that took you to Lithuania, and that's not where you want to be, the only thing that's going to take you to the next level is not your degree from Kenya. What is going to take you to the next level is how quickly you acclimatize. So if you're going to a European country, you're going to like Germany, or you're going to Sweden, or you're going to Spain, quickly enroll in language school. Learn the language quickly. And believe you me, if you're in that country, 3 months is enough for you to start learning conversational, whatever, German, French, Serbian, whatever it is. make sure that you arrive there and immediately start learning the language. If you're going to an English speaking country and you already speak English, then find ways of getting some papers from that country, a certificate, a diploma, a degree, quickly, because as soon as you can get certification from that your host country, then you can move to the next job that you want to. Yeah, so that's what you want to do, like quickly get into the system, like don't waste time. Otherwise you're gonna end up, if it's a cleaning job that took you there, you're gonna be cleaning for 15 years, and then when you finish cleaning, your children are gonna join you and they will continue cleaning, and then your grandchildren continue cleaning, and your whole family continue cleaning and cleaning and cleaning. If it's a factory job, you're gonna end up doing those factory jobs forever and ever, and then you're gonna get stuck in this debt circle because you can't even make your ends meet, you can't pay your bills. So you want to go dive in and adapt. If it's language you have to learn quickly, and most of the language schools are free, so you don't have to pay for them. If it's papers from that country, enroll in school immediately. Yeah, you can do evening classes, you can do online classes. And then something else, don't just hang up on your job that you came with from your country. So for example, let's say you're an accountant from Kenya and you land in Seattle, Washington tomorrow. The chances of you getting that accounting job may not be immediate, because in Kenya, for example, they rate, like, these white collar jobs are rated so highly, and they're better paying like than, let's say, a plumber or an electrician or a mjengo guy, a construction worker. But the moment you move to the US, you're gonna learn very quickly that people that work with their hands are paid so much more than people that sit in offices. So you're gonna very quickly learn that a plumber, an electrician, maybe construction workers, they get paid so much more money comparative to what you're used to finding people in Kenya getting. So don't go with that mindset that you had in Kenya. Oh, me, I was in the office, there's no way I'm gonna do, I don't know what, a supermarket job. No, go there with an open mind. And once you land there, because you want to like learn the system, you want to pay bills, and this is the money you might use to get into school. So don't waste time. Yeah, hang up on your degrees, hang up on your past jobs, hang up on things that don't even matter. Don't do that. Go there, get into the system, and start running immediately. It's the only way you're gonna do it. And then before you leave, make sure you research the specific city or state in the US you want to move to, or if it's Europe, search the specific town or whatever it is that you want to go to, so that you understand terms like cost of living. So I've said, for example, like if you go to New York, you're not going to need a car. If you go to San Francisco, you're not going to need a car. But they're very expensive cities. So you have to see, what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to compromise? Job market, yeah. So if you do not have any papers, for example, a very easy state that you can go and start your job search from, for example, is in Washington. Seattle, Washington has so many care jobs. That's literally where all the Kenyans are. So many care jobs. It's a good starting point, but it is also a very expensive state. So you have to consider that as well. And then education system, yeah. Ask yourself, what do you want to study? I want to go to a community college. Where am I likely to get affordable community colleges? So those are the things you want to look at. And then you're looking at the community in general. Like if I want to meet fellow Kikuyus, maybe I may just have to go to Boston. If I want to meet my Kalenjin brothers and sisters without looking, I'll go to Australia. If I want to meet my Kisi friends, I will run to Minnesota, or I will run to Texas. I don't know, where do the Luas hang out? I don't know. I think there's also more Kikuyus in Arizona. If I want my Zimbabwean people, I would go to the UK. So it also depends on, or if I don't want to meet my Zimbabwean brothers and sisters, I have no business going to the UK. If I don't want to meet my Kisi brothers and sisters, I have no business going to Minnesota or going to Texas, for example. So you really want to do your research as well. And then you also want to seek advice from other people that have made similar moves. So for example, we have so many YouTube channels right now, and I'm so glad that finally, especially Kenyans, congratulations, this business of people hiding, like, excuse me, like people hiding information until you're like, oh my God, is it that serious? And when you ask them, so how did you go to America? Oh, ni God manze. Like, people have lied in the name of God for so long until when they discovered that you can actually make money sharing information. So nowadays I've seen a lot of people who went to the US a long time ago when I'm sure all the village witches died. Now they've started talking and speaking up. So we have people who went to the UK, we have people who went to Canada, we have people relocated to different parts of the world. And now I can see increasingly a lot more people sharing their stories. So you can consider watching their videos, getting tips as well from them, but don't just watch everybody. Don't just take everything for gospel truth. I always say watch social media and take everything with a pinch of salt. This is one of the places where people really lie. Don't believe everything that you see. Yeah, you can see people on Instagram with pictures and videos looking all happy, but what is going on behind the scenes is different. They'll be flashing. You've seen on TikTok especially, we have a lot of Kenyan women very toxic on TikTok. But I was watching another video, somebody was explaining it's mostly because most of them are so stressed. Some of them went to Europe with these old men. Some of them, they went there just following because somebody was a Mzungu. They arrived there, they find somebody doesn't even have a job, is so toxic. So all of them are so stressed, but they'll be there posting for you all these Instagram videos and TikTok videos, and you're like, oh my God, this is the life. When behind the scenes, it's different things happening. So take everything with a pinch of salt. Don't look at all those Ferraris and you think you're gonna arrive in the US today and tomorrow you have your own Porsche Cayenne or whatever. It doesn't work like that, unless of course you are Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta's relative and you go and arrive there and there's a house waiting for you on Kensington Street or around Birmingham Palace in the UK. So generally you're gonna need to do gonna have some teething problems the first 2 to 3, 4, 5 years of your life. Actually, they say it takes about 7 years to adjust fully. So don't let social media lie to you. Like, you guys, content creators are some of the biggest liars on the internet. So don't believe everything that you hear, everything that you see. Go and experience it by yourself. That's why I said, if I was to give a general answer, is it worth it moving? Yes, go and experience it for yourself. Even if you have to take a loan to go. We said patriotism doesn't pay the bills. We said some of you are single because you have refused to get a passport and have it stamped. Nyota zenu ziko in other countries and you're here insisting in your own country. So in conclusion, what are we saying? So whether you are relocating to the US, Canada, UK, Serbia, Lithuania, Spain, Portugal, wherever, Sweden, Germany, wherever it is you are relocating from, whether it is worth it or not depends on your unique circumstance. It depends on your goals. It depends on your priorities. And what you need to do is just to weigh the pros and the cons carefully, which more likely than not, the pros are going to be more than the cons, and seek guidance and then make an informed decision. Yeah. Make sure that whatever you decide to do aligns with your aspirations. It aligns with the well-being of your family. It aligns with your career path. It aligns with your dreams. But generally, all I can tell you, and take this from me, I have been to more than 100 countries. And there's less than 200 countries. So I've literally gone to more than 50% of the world. I will confident, and I've worked in all continents except where? Australia and Europe. The only 2 continents I haven't worked on. I've lived in the US. Take it from me. there are better opportunities outside than they are in the continent. Go for them. Even if you don't want to go and die there, you go and get the money and bring it back to the continent. Yeah. And I know there are those monitoring spirits who will come in the comment section and say, oh, why are you encouraging brain drain? Why are you exporting Africans outside the continent? Why, excuse me, we already said it. Patriotism doesn't pay the bills. We are going to be sitting abroad praying for the continent. So guys, that is basically what I can say about moving abroad. Go, 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 go. If you want the green card, go, okay? You can always come back. Take annual leave and then go and weigh your situation. If it doesn't work out, come back. So I'm going to quickly read your comments and then I'm going to wrap it up. So Prince is saying, hi, mom. Hi, how are you? Good evening from Accra. We have Prince is saying, congratulations to Esauso TV. What did Esauso TV achieve? Zawadi is watching from Kitale. Hi, Zawadi. Esauso TV is saying, I could not find the recommenders for Rotary and I was disqualified. What are you talking about, Esauso? I see you deleted a message there. Chela is watching from Nairobi. Hi. Esauso, I am very much qualified. I have a craft certificate in carpentry and joinery with the 9+ years of experience. I don't know, Esauso, what you're talking about. You may want to start from the beginning. I also have a bachelor's degree in journalism. Okay. You get a D in Zambia. Here, that side, it gives you a... Oh, yeah. No, I didn't say it gives you a job. I said there are people who got D's and they have jobs. Because the fact that you got a D in high school doesn't mean you're written off. It doesn't mean you're stupid. Because it is possible that I got a D because all the questions that were asked are the ones I didn't read. Because there's no way somebody can read the whole syllabus. So maybe I read part of the syllabus, and the part that I didn't read is what came in the exam. So it doesn't mean if I got a D, that's the end of me. They have bridging courses. They have so many opportunities. And you go to a university. So you guys, you watched my video when I was in the US, and I went to Yale University, and I was walking through the library. The library itself has more than 4 million books. So just by virtue of going to an institution, you will have so many courses that you can choose from. That by itself is a plus, okay? Rasma is watching from South Africa. Hi. Mary from Nairobi. Hi. Esauso is saying thanks for that. I don't know what Esauso is talking about. Anybody who knows what he's talking about, please let me know in the comment section below. Prince is saying, thank you so much, mom. Sending hugs from Accra. Back to you, Prince. Tracy is saying it is easy to transition from USA visit visa to student visa. No. You will have to apply for a school, get admission, and then get interviewed. So it's not easy. Why don't you just apply for your student visa when you're outside the country, Mwema? Okay, guys, if you don't have any questions, thank you so much for tuning in. Esausa, let me know in the comment section below what you're talking about. I'm lost, okay? So guys, thank you so much. If this video was helpful to you, please let me know in the comment section below. Give it a thumbs up and please share. And if you want the green card, let us know in the comments section below. I want to congratulate you and wish you the best of luck. Bye guys.